Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Emerge. I'm your host, Tiffany Boyle, and this week we will be discussing with Dorothya how to make a divine decision and hear Deshana's 2 cents about finances. We are excited to speak with our special guest today. Yay! The co-founders of Ladies Around the Globe, a new and emerging women's network, and speaking with Brad and Megan, CEO and Executive Vice President of MVSEA, your strategic planning and business development partner. Next, join me, Tiffany Boyle, in the CEO Corner. People. The one question we always ask on this show is, I'm going to give you a little space because I know you know what it is. What does the word emerge mean to you? And we ask this because honestly, and what I love about this question is that it means something different to everyone. I love hearing the various answers, but I'm a literal person, right? If you know me, you know I'm very literal and I always want to know what the real definition is. And literally, the definition of emerge means move out of or away from something and come into view, become apparent, important, or prominent. So to simplify it, let's go over the synonyms. Come up, materialize, surface. So no matter where you are in your CEO journey, in your boss journey, you can always emerge. That is such a great thing to know. It's very comforting that no matter what, or no matter where you are, you can always elevate. There's always hope. Thinking about starting a business, then you start it. You started a business, then you grow it. You're growing your business. Now you can expand. There is always a way to rise up in your journey. Remember that. And I'm Tiffany Boyle, and that's my tip from the CEO Corner. Now, we will be speaking with the co-founders of Ladies Around the Globe, Dorothya, Chevon, Kortney, and myself. We are here with the Ladies Around the Globe co-founders, Kortney Bell, Dorothya Schuler, and Chevon Matthews. And shameless plug, because this is the Emerge Radio Show, but I am also one of the co-founders for Ladies Around the Globe, also known as LAG. So no one laughed that they're on this show, but we just want to talk about how amazing Ladies Around the Globe is and why everybody or every lady should be a part of it. So ladies, can you tell us what exactly is Ladies Around the Globe?
Hi, this is Dorothya Schuler, one of the co-founders. And I would say Ladies Around the Globe is a collective group of women who are empowering, encouraging one another, while also finding that very important time to spend without, I would say, distraction, so to speak. It could be maybe your dog, it could be your job, it could be your kids, but just giving women a time to come together with other women like-minded, where you can just talk about anything from business to family to God. And it's just really an amazing networking outlet for women. Awesome. So,
hey, Tiffany.
Yes.
I feel like you're cheating right now since you are one of the co-founders. I think you should let me go ahead and ask these questions.
I love it, Deshana. That's
why
I love it, Deshana.
Right.
High five to the other Scorpio. High five to the other.
I will be being interviewed this time. Go ahead.
Yes. So I have to know, how did you ladies come up with this amazing concept of this idea for Ladies Around the Globe?
Don't be shy now, Tiffany.
Who else wants to?
Well, I heard about Tiffany. This is Kortney. I'm one of the co-founders as well. Tiffany and Dorothya pretty much put me on to come into the brunches and stuff a long time ago, even like before COVID started. And they would tell me about the vision that they had about having groups and a woman come together and brunch and travel and different things like that. And I had never heard of anything like that. So it just made me like, well, I love to brunch. I love to travel. I like to look into it more, you know.
Gotcha. What about you, Chevon?
Yeah, so I would say also, again, just us being around each other, even the whole gym aspect kind of, so Ladies Around the Globe was already a thought and also in discussion. But then as Kortney stated, that we just started implementing other things because it was just common interest of all of ours. just the overall wellness, and then mine as a mental health background, just incorporating different things and just bringing women together. And also, as they said, just like like-minded people and networking and finding common interests within each other.
Awesome. So when did you ladies start Ladies Around the Globe?
We officially started December 2021 with our first happy hour. And then it just really kind of organically took off since then. What makes us Around the Globe is really a long-term vision where we are set up in regions. So we are in the Hampton Roads region now, and we have regional presidents, and shout out to our regional presidents. They are amazing. And the regional president for Hampton Roads is Jasmine Christian. She's a real estate agent here, Agent Jazz. And then we have Carisha Fitzgerald, who is our Ladies Around the Globe 804 regional president, which is the Richmond area. And that they started last month in March. And then this month, April, we have Bay Area, the Sacramento, California area coming on board. They're having their first brunch. We're having New York City start in May. We have, and that's Samantha. We have Atlanta starting in June. That's Chevon. And then we will probably have Greenville, North Carolina area one starting soon as well. So that's what makes us Around the Globe. So now we have automatic sisters in California. We have automatic sisters in New York City. We got automatic sisters in Atlanta. And eventually we're going to head to Europe. We're going to head to Africa. We're just going to head all over the world. So that way we have this sisterhood that is literally around the globe, where we collaborate with each other, we support each other, we empower each other, and we just enjoy each other's company.
Awesome. If you are just tuning in, this is Deshana Kemp Garnett, host of Emerge Radio Show. I'm here with our co-host, Miss Tiffany Boyle, and the founders of Ladies Around the Globe. They have been talking about this wonderful idea they have and what they have been doing and how they are truly making a sisterhood around the globe. So ladies, tell me, I feel so bad because I've been delinquent. I've been invited to so many things, and just having, a new baby is hard to get out. But I promise you, I'm so excited about what you ladies are doing. And I'm so excited to come on board to be a part of the sisterhood. But just tell the listeners, what kind of events have y'all been having so far?
I think as Chevon was saying, we literally have turned what you would call your regular, normal week of entertainment, work, business, exercise into events that we try to spread out over the month. We do brunch one month, and then we alternate and do happy hour to kind of help those people who aren't able to get out on the weeknights. They can do brunch on the weekend, and the ladies who maybe spend their time on the weekend with their family and our free weeknights, we do those brunches on, we do those happy hours, on the weeknights. But we also have Ladies Around the Gym. So we decided, hey, let's work out once a month together. I believe Tiffany and Chevon, we were all on the phone, but Tiffany, of course, with her entrepreneurial business mind, came up with a chance for us to meet collectively on Zoom monthly for our member meetings. We discuss business. And then we also have Ladies Around God, which is also a remote aspect. And we meet by way of Zoom once a month, the first Friday. So right about now, we're trending around 4 solid events per month and hoping to grow that, of course.
That is absolutely amazing. So I'm on the outside looking in. If I want to become a member of Ladies Around the Globe, what's that process look like?
You would apply online. You can go to ladiesaroundtheglobe.com, go to our membership tab and apply. And what we do is we just make sure you fit the criteria, which is just be a lady and enjoy life and have the right attitude. You really have to want to be a part of a sisterhood to join. And pretty much that's it. And then you can see what we do, a welcome post via social media. You can see all of our members online. You can also see the different areas, the different regions where we are located.
And I know you kind of went over it briefly, but just say it again, if you don't mind. Where are you all located and where do you have plans to expand?
We are currently located in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia and the Richmond area of Virginia as well. So Richmond, Henrico, Petersburg, Chesterfield, those areas. We have a brunch on the plaza actually coming up April 24th for that, for their event. We have the Bay Area in California. There's this April 30th. They're starting off with a brunch. So if you're in California, if you're in Sacramento area, Oakland, that area, please reach out to Ladies Around Bay Area. We have New York City starting May 21st in Brooklyn. We have Atlanta starting June 4th. And I am pretty sure we are going to have Greenville, North Carolina starting sometime this summer. So.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I hear a lot of trips. I hear a lot of travel. I hear making a lot of new great friends and acquaintances. And it's such an exciting thing.
It is. I'm absolutely loving it. This is like the most fun entrepreneur organization I've ever been a part of.
Yes, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I've seen some Ladies Around the Globe swag out there.
Yes. Chevon, you want to talk about them?
Yes, so absolutely, we do have merchandise on the website. So again, that is on ladiesaroundtheglobe.com. Currently, we have sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts, and various colors. So that range from gray, black, things like white. So there will be upcoming things as well. But yes, there definitely is merchandise as well with more to come.
Awesome.
Yes, you're going to be looking at sports bras because I know Kortney is waiting on these LAG sports bras.
Yes, she is.
I'm going to represent. I cannot wait.
Yes, our new mom is excited to get back fit and healthy. And that's the other cool part about LAG. Like, we're all there supporting each other. So this is her first baby. She's trying to get back in shape. And so she gets to come to her first LAG Ladies Around the Gym event since she had Kamani. So yes.
Yes, and I'm so excited because it's Thursday the 20th, and it's definitely on my calendar. I was just thinking about it earlier, like, yes, we have a gym day, and I will be there. I plan to be there.
Yeah, so merchandise. Yeah, there will be upcoming athletic wear to go with our events, tote bags, things like that. So yes, we're definitely going to have merchandise to match with our events as well.
And Chevon, make sure you add some water bottles in there too.
Yes, thank you. I'm taking all recommendations.
That is genius, Deshana.
Yeah, you can't work out. You cannot be at a Ladies Around the Gym workout event without a Ladies Around the Gym water bottle. It just makes sense. You got to have it.
Right?
Yes, love it.
I agree. And speaking of, so for our first Ladies Around the Gym, it's a wellness experience. So I feel like everybody should at least come one time and then you'll never want to stop coming because we start off with the first 10 minutes is actually like a mental activity where, we don't judge ourselves and, we just work, we're really working through things. So I think April is spring cleaning, decluttering our minds. And then after that, Nicole takes us into like some rigorous workout. She always says it's going to be easy, but then it's never easy. And then we always end with swag bags, and Butch Fitness like always does it up with giving us a little swag bag for us to take home. And really, that has a little orange, some water in there, some other little tidbits, a good quote. So it's really a wellness experience like no other. And I suggest everybody come. And it is the third Wednesday of every month. So shout out to Butch Fitness.
Let me put this on my calendar. I understand. I know Dorothy's talking about, I think Miss Kortney being a new mom. As a mom, like if you don't have stuff planned on your calendars, like it's so easy to just not be able to make it work. So let me just get my life together so I can join you ladies and get back fit. And I know you all know Tiffany, but as y'all are talking, I'm thinking, all right, y'all going to have Ladies Around the Globe in all these places. I hear and I can see Tiffany like, okay, ladies, we got to plan a conference. We got to do something to get everybody together. I already know it's coming and I cannot wait.
You already know. We have meetings on top of meetings on top of meetings, but we love it. We love it. So you're listening to Emerge. I'm Tiffany Boyle with co-host Deshana Kemp Garnett, and we are talking to the co-founders of Ladies Around the Globe, Kortney, Chevon, and Dorothya, and including myself. Ladies, can you just tell us how people can follow you on social media, how they can get in contact with you, etc.
Let's start with Miss Kortney.
Okay, so definitely we're on Instagram. We have an app. We have our website, which is ladiesaroundtheglobe.com. We have Facebook pages, and do know that we have actual Ladies Around the Globe account, but we also, for each region, we have our regional presidents run their accounts as well. So you might see, like, if you're on Instagram, you might see at Ladies Around the Globe, the account. Then you might see LA 757, LA ATL, Bay Area 804, all of the regions we currently do have. So so we're on Twitter as well, I believe, right, Tiffany?
Yes.
Okay, yes. And I know for sure, yes, we're on Facebook as well and Instagram.
Twitter is at Globe Ladies. Instagram is @ladiesaround_globe. And then, like Kortney was saying, you can find Ladies Around _757, Ladies Around _Bay Area, Ladies Around _ATL, Ladies Around _804. But you can also find all of this on our website if you just visit ladiesaroundtheglobe.com. So, question, ladies, for each of you, it is our signature question. What does the word emerge mean to you? And Chevon, we can start with you.
Did you say Chevon?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It was like a little pause. Okay. So I would say emerge means, to me, breaking out, like whether it's advancing, improving, things like that. So something just, really breaking out to something new is what emerge means.
Okay, so for me, emerge means to ascend, and that would be like daily ascending to another level, whether it's a goal, accomplishment, a thought, a desire, ascending to it one way or the other, whether it's in your thoughts with a plan to execute it, or whether it's in an action of, like you were saying, getting back into the gym, just emerging daily into, your best life, which would be, to me, again, an ascension and just becoming greater every day.
Okay. And I agree with Chevon and Dorothya about the meaning. And I also feel like it means, to grow and to move up, to advance. So when I think of the word emerge, that's what comes to mind for me, to grow in a beautiful way.
Thank you so much for sharing that, ladies. We really appreciate you coming on, telling us all the great things about Ladies Around the Globe, how it's organically growing, how really having a social club is a tough business, but we are loving every minute of it. And and we look forward to seeing Ladies Around the Globe emerge.
Absolutely.
You have a mission. It's no collision. Hold the phone. Don't text. You're angling to be next. Brothers and sisters, you won't see it coming. You're off the road. Your life explodes. It's not worth it. Don't do it. You only think there's nothing to it. Put it down, hang up, pay attention to highway action. Behind the wheel, there is no such thing as a small distraction. Join the conversation at decidetodrive.org, a public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Welcome to today's lottery drawing. And today's winning numbers are not yours, not yours, and another number that's not yours. And the final number is not yours.
When it comes to having money, don't rely on luck. Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering it. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Gina Pemberton, president of the National Hampton Alumni Association. Our time is now. This is our moment to define what being a Hamptonian really means. At a time when the relevancy and impact of HBCUs is without question, it's absolutely critical that we all engage, work together, and give back to our home by the sea. Engaging as an alumnus means to join your local alumni chapter, mentor a current student, and donate regularly. Join your local alumni chapter now now logging on to NHAAINC.org. Keep Hampton's legacy strong for generations to come. Keeping you informed, we are Smooth 88.1 WHOV.
If there was ever a time to live united, it is now. Now is the time to speak with one voice, to build up, not tear down. It's time to join hands and live united against the problems that keep our communities from thriving. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you? Volunteer or donate now at unitedway.org.
This is a guided meditation on parenting. Take a deep breath in and let go of the time you and your son played basketball and you attempted to slam dunk. Or when you hit that piñata into your neighbor's yard. Let it go.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Dorothya with Emerge. I'm really excited for all of you to take a moment with me to emerge into your greatest potential by making a divine decision with Dorothya. Every living person inevitably operates and proceeds throughout the course of their life based upon a series of decisions. So a decision, let's take a look. It's defined as a conclusion or a resolution reached after consideration. And divine means excellence. So an excellent decision. Keeping those principles in mind, let's make the divine decision today to possess self-control. It's apparent that in today's society, the lack of self-control amongst people is steadily on the rise and almost seen as a normally accepted behavior. Plainly put, people have become accustomed to unhealthy and abusive behaviors towards others and even popularly viewing this as a change in the times. My perspective, an increased lack of self-control shouldn't be passively accepted as a change in the times. Self-control is the ability to control oneself, in particular one's emotions and desires, or the expression of them in one's behavior, especially in difficult situations. Yeah, that was a lot to take in. What I grasp from that is to possess self-control gives us the ability to set and facilitate an atmosphere of peace. Life's circumstances will arise and surely test us. We've all been confronted with or in situations where later on we regretted our behavior and even the consequences following. And yes, there are a number of reasons why we may lose our cool, so to speak. But ask ourselves, how or did the behavior benefit us? Time cannot be recaptured. We cannot get those moments back, but we can take a moment to choose self-control. Self-control is a wonderful fruit of the spirit that helps us birth peace into situations by diffusing opportunities to engage in strife and confrontation. These confrontations warrant unhealthy circumstances and relationships. I leave you with this. In your faith, supply moral excellence. And in your moral excellence, knowledge. And in your knowledge, self-control. And in your self-control, perseverance. Today, make the divine decision to possess self-control. Knowing this decision will ultimately help us to shape and create a path that reflects a light of excellence in our lives. I'm Dorothya Schuler with Emerge, and I challenge you to join me and make the divine decision to emerge into your best life by possessing self-control. And that, my friends, was another divine decision with Dorothya. Speaking of decisions, you can decide to be a part of our Emerge broadcast and submit your response to our signature question. What does the word emerge mean to you? Share that with us on our Instagram at Emerge the Magazine. This week's response is from Shanice Harris of Newport News, Virginia. The word emerge means to break out. We love it, Shanice. Thank you so much. And you can follow her on Instagram as well at Shanice, CHERNISE -NICE, NISEE. Coming up next, Tiffany and Deshana will be speaking with Brad Williamson, CEO, and Megan Oswald, Executive Vice President of MVSEA, Mission, Vision, Strategy, Executive Analysis. And this is your girl, Dorothya, with Emerge.
Hi, everyone. We are here on Emerge with Brad and Megan with MVC. Brad is the CEO and Megan is the Executive Vice President of this great organization that helps so many businesses within the maritime industry. So, Brad, we'll start with you. Can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Thanks so much, Tiffany. I'm a retiree out of the U.S. Navy. I served 31 and a half years. I was a surface warfare officer, kind of commanded ships at every level, leading to command of a group of NATO ships, which significantly in 2015 was up in the Black Sea during a time of tensions with the Russians. And then my last tour was as the commandant of the Joint Forces Staff College in Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh, wow. Well, we thank you for your service.
It's my honor to serve.
Megan, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I have a background in the Navy as well. I was a nuclear engineer on aircraft carriers. So I glow in the dark. And I have various backgrounds in manufacturing with a lean or continuous improvement and process improvement background. I ran my own business for about 5 years, and that allowed me, I'm also a military spouse as well as being a veteran. So that allowed me to continue working and develop my other skill sets of managing companies and working with vendors and kind of the cradle to grave of business operations while we were moving around as a military family. I spent some time in 2 different occasions at Huntington Ingalls, the Newport News Shipbuilding division in their nuclear engineering, and then in the program office for the Columbia class submarine, the newest class of submarine that they are designing and now in construction for. So again, a maritime, that's kind of our similar backgrounds, maritime and shipbuilding, ship operation, ship repair, with some business thrown in there and private pilot's license thrown in there randomly. And yeah, and now mom of 3, that's sort of that's a full-time job. That's we'll call it a nonprofit.
Right. Definitely a full-time job. I did not know that about the private pilot. I love it.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, so I have a question. So, Megan, you said you worked at Huntington Ingalls, and I currently work there. So I'm like, we must have maybe seen each other in passing, something like that. But I do know it's such a huge place.
It is a huge place. I'll have to pick your brain offline to figure out where and when, because I'm sure our paths definitely crossed.
So I look forward to it. So I'm just curious, how did you and Brad get together, and how did MVC come to be?
Well, I'll let Brad talk about MVC because it came before me, and then it kind of morphs into how we met. But yeah, Brad, why don't you start off with the creation of MVC?
Sure. I retired in 2016, and really the concept for MVC, which stands for Mission, Vision, Strategy, Execution, and Analysis, is based around the tenets of military operational strategic planning. It's the same as a lot of the strategic planning that's taught in the outside business world. Kind of one of my heroes in my adult life was someone named Peter Drucker, who's kind of the father of modern management. And he talks about a lot of these tenets in the development of executive leadership for companies. And so I thought there was an opportunity to kind of take what I had learned inside of the military with respect, strategic planning and operational planning, and kind of combine it with those tenets that Drucker had established for the business world, and see if I couldn't help small businesses develop plans for success. And so that's really how it came out. I started the company in 2016, like I said, but subsequently I ended up taking strategic director positions and other positions inside of defense contract companies for about 4 years. And I really didn't get back to MVC until 2021.
Yeah, so similar to Emerge, where there's a little bit of a hiatus, pause in the company. And then Brad and I connected on LinkedIn with our similar skill set backgrounds with maritime and just passion towards military and veteran communities, as well as the local Hampton Roads communities. Brad was a part of an organization that was in the area called MIBE, and he can talk more about that. And then I'm part of an organization, Hampton Roads Innovation Collaborative. I'm a board member for that program where we connect technology and small businesses to the larger businesses. So my network at Huntington Ingalls was an asset for that board and to facilitate the membership and the connections there. So we connected on LinkedIn, and we were blessed to have to acquire some clients and to build the business in sort of a part-time capacity. And then in October of 2021, we sort of relaunched it a full-time capacity.
Okay, great. I love the emerging story. And I also love how you did your research on Emerge. Thank you. Well, and for Emerge's sake, we are all about small business and really connecting them. But so when you say you are for small business, what exactly, so if I'm a small business, do I have to be a veteran owned business? Do I have to be in with technology, in with the maritime? How do I come to you, and what can you help me with?
You want me to take that, Meg?
Oh, yeah, if you can.
Yeah, sure. What I'd say is we want to help all businesses in Hampton Roads, small, large, but we really have a particular affinity for the small businesses because in most cases, the larger businesses, they have pretty well developed broad capabilities inside of the businesses. So they have someone who's kind of doing business development, strategic planning for them. But the smaller businesses, in a lot of cases, they've had some success. For some reason, they have a good product, a good service they provide, but they're not really quite sure how to grow it. And they certainly can't afford to hire somebody full time to assist them with that. And I think that's where we feel like we can provide the most value because we can give them that same level of service that a full-time, set of people might give them at much less the cost to help them develop the businesses. And I'll let Megan talk about it, but it's not just us. So if a small business comes to us, we'll listen to their problems and we'll try and put together the right team to assist them. But we're also going to go out and find other people who might be able to assist them, even if it means there's no business for us. And so, Megan, I'll let you talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, thanks. Just as he was mentioning, our business model is fairly unique in that we established kind of a customized team approach to support specific client projects and growth work. So we really listen to our clients and their needs. And so with a small business, we've had them come to us and they might need CFO or financing or HR or operations or warehousing. There are a lot of different options that a small business could choose to spend their time and money, but they have very limited resources. So we provide a little bit of the strategic zoomed out, because so often the CEO or the founder are also the operator, especially when the company is brand new. And so they divide their energy up into what seems to be the hottest fire at the moment. And so we help them zoom out a little bit and have a little perspective. Our broad range of experience allows us to sort of see things from a lot of different angles. And we tell clients that we help them work on their business because they're busy working in it. And so we develop the solutions, whether it's recommending a CFO or recommending an HR company or a professional employer organization, regardless of what it does for MVC, because we're in it for our client success. That's the long game that we play.
Awesome. So if you're just tuning in, my name is Deshana Kemp Garnett. I am host of Emerge here with our co-host, Ms. Tiffany Boyle and Brad and Megan of MVC. If you've missed out, they have been dropping jewels. But one thing I wanted to go back to, you all said that you initially were able to connect on LinkedIn. Tiffany and I, we work with so many different business owners, and some people are they just don't know what to do with LinkedIn and how to use it. So if you guys could provide more insight on maybe some tips or what you all have found works well for y'all when connecting with people on LinkedIn, that would be great.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I'll start there. I'll just say that LinkedIn is one of those tools that you kind of get out what you put into it. And, I connected with Megan via actually some work I was doing at MIBE and both kind of our affinity for shipbuilding and shipbuilding issues. But when I needed assistance, I just reached out because she had a connection to Newport News Shipbuilding. I was looking for a connection point there. And just like I would do with a friend that I met outside of LinkedIn, I just happened to say, hey, any chance you could help me with a point of contact there? And just like a friend on the outside, she said, sure, I'm glad to help. And so a lot of times I think people they make these connections on LinkedIn and they don't really consider them real connections or real friends. And so they're a little loath to ask for assistance or ask for help. One, we don't have any, reservations about asking for help. But more importantly, we certainly don't have any reservations about providing help. And so I'm constantly, if I see someone who's looking for someone to hire, and I know people with those backgrounds, I'm trying to make those connections for those people. One, because it's the right thing to do, but two, because people remember those things. And then when they need something and they think you can provide it from your company perspective, they come back to you and say, hey, can you help us? And so I'll let Megan talk some more about what she feels about LinkedIn.
Yeah, just to add to Brad's point, that we've sort of put the goodwill out there, and we do good turns because it's the right thing to do. And then it does come back to reward us in the future with warmer connections, deeper relationships, and a higher trust level, because we've already put information out there for free. We've shared our knowledge and expertise or made connections just out of goodwill. For me, I'm not sure how many of your listeners, but in this area, in Hampton Roads specifically, there's, veterans and veteran spouses and active duty members. And that community gets a free premium LinkedIn account for a year. So there are a couple of different ways to do that. I can post links and stuff later to help facilitate the access to those. But that's how I got started. And the premium accounts allow deeper access to seeing who's viewing your page or what type of insights you're getting on your posts. So I found that particularly interesting and helpful, as well as it offers the free LinkedIn courses. So you can learn a lot from the content that's popular for your clients or your customer base, as well as your peers or competition, and see what's out there for information.
Yeah, I'll just add one more thing too to that, which is, I view LinkedIn as my permanent business card Rolodex. And so when I go to Megan and I were up at Sierra Space Conference at the beginning of this month, and you walk around, you meet 1,000 people, and you're trying to take notes real fast. But really, the first thing both of us do is go back to our laptops and pull up LinkedIn and go through and find each one of those people. And if we're not connected, we make a connection. And then when we have something that, hey, this might be of interest, who were those folks we met up at Sierra Space? Oh, let's reach out to them and tell them, hey, have you seen this thing? And I think Megan touched on a really, really important point there, which is we do lots of things and make lots of connections just because it's the right thing to do. And we're not trying to make a buck off of that. And I think we've been blessed in that for every time we do that, it seems like we get two things that come to us from people doing the same things because maybe at some point we helped them in the past. So it's a great networking tool if used correctly. And I think the people who use it in the right way can get tremendous benefit from it.
I think we might have to have you guys host a how to utilize LinkedIn workshop, because I have tons of connections on LinkedIn, but I always forget to post or, communicate with people on LinkedIn. So I need to learn more. I do make sure my resume is up to date on LinkedIn, though.
We'd be happy to help.
Yeah, I think that would be great. So what would your ideal customer look like? Or client, not customer, but client.
You want to take that, Meg?
Sure. I think our ideal client is in the maritime or government defense industry. I'd also call them kind of a mid-tier company. We specifically see a lot of government contractors that are in a kind of an awkward growing pain adolescence, I'll call it, phase of growth. And because there are advantages in government contracting space. Now we're business to business. So that means we partner directly with the companies. We don't offer or we don't hold them to any type of extended contract. We work directly with them, listening to their needs and responding accordingly. But our biggest client right now, or the most number of clients we have, are government contractors. So the smaller businesses have these extra set asides because they have either a socioeconomic disadvantage, or they're a small business, which then is categorized differently for government work. But these adolescence companies, the middle companies that are large but not big, not Huntington Ingalls, not Boeing, not some of the larger companies, they have a hard time competing. So that's kind of our niche market, is helping those mid-tier growing pains companies really, like from my lean background, we identify any wasted non-value added processes. So that means they can produce more with the same number of people, or they can have the same they can supply the same service with the same number of people. That allows them to be more efficient and therefore more competitive. Usually on price is what gets a lot of government contractors. So that's one of the things that we offer as a service. So I'll call them our ideal client, and I'll see if Brad has a different opinion.
No, I think if we had to pick one, that would be it. But I would also say that we have a true affinity for innovative, really what I'll call startup and small businesses. Folks that are bringing unique technologies. And in some cases, what we're looking for, Tiffany, is that marriage between that mid-tier company and someone who's very small, who has a unique technology, and trying to figure out if we can find a way to make those connections and those partnerships, because that can be a win-win for both, because the larger business can provide kind of the oomph that's required for a lot of the things that the small business just doesn't have the capability to do, like proposal writing and things like that. And the small business has some contracting flexibility sometimes that they can utilize. But we're involved with all the incubation facilities here across Hampton Roads. We're always looking for companies that are coming out of those things that have kind of what we think viable, unique technologies or services that they're able to provide, and we're more than willing to help those folks, especially where some of them are not aware of a government program called SIBRS, which is a Small Business Innovative Research funding opportunity, where the government will help fund development of prototypes in certain technologies. And a lot of the small business startups that are here in Hampton Roads can take advantage of those programs. And it provides kind of a concept development phase, and then a prototype development phase, and then the potential to go to full-scale production, all within this program. And just a lot of folks aren't aware that it's out there. And so that would kind of, if I was looking for, our 1B or our 2 kind of ideal business, it would be those folks, the smaller folks with unique technologies.
Great. So if you fit that criteria, please contact Megan and Brad with MVC. If you don't fit that criteria, contact them anyway. They will help you out and figure out who you should be in contact with. You are tuned in to Emerge, and we are talking with Brad and Megan of MVC. Brad and Megan, can you please let our listeners know how they can get in contact with you?
Sure. If they want to reach me directly, they can type in CEO at MVSEA-USA.com or at info at MVSEA-USA.com. And then I'll let Megan give her email address.
Yeah, mine is the same with it's Megan at MVSEA-USA.com. Of course, we're on LinkedIn, as we mentioned. And you can search for MVC that way as well.
Awesome. Now, I so hate to bring this great conversation to a close. So before we let you go, we're going to ask each of you our signature question, and that is, what does the word emerge mean to you? And we will start with you, Megan.
Emerge. So I think I'll have to go with what my executive coach, so shout out to Liz Garrett, if you're listening, she has taught me to work from the inside out. And so as I develop my strengths and my style, the things that I bring to the table, I would say that I'm emerging even as a leader, as a business person, and so that I think really quantifies the definition for me, just working from the inside out.
Okay, Brad, what does the word emerge mean to you?
Well, I could say something like Megan stole my answer, but that's not really true. No, I think, especially in the environment we're in right now, where lots of people have faced lots of challenges over the past couple of years. And what I see in Hampton Roads specifically, but more broadly across the country right now, is a real interest in entrepreneurship and people willing to go out and take the risk of starting their own business. And I say take the risk because it is a risk, even in our business. And I've been doing this for a little bit of time now. We're learning stuff every day that we have to work through to help our company move forward. And so for all the small business owners out there that are now emerging from COVID-19 and from hopefully what we'll see is a better economic climate going forward, keep stroking, because the only way not to win is to quit. And so I think we can all emerge out of the current situation in much better shape, especially if we're willing to work together, which is something that we like to do at MVSEA, is work with anyone if we can help move Hampton Roads forward. So thanks.
I absolutely love it. And when you just said MVC, the last time it sounded like MBC. So I just want everybody to know if they heard the same thing. It's MV as in Victor, C like the ocean, SEA, if you're looking them up. So thank you so much, Brad and Megan, for sharing with us what you do, sharing a little bit about yourselves. And we look forward to the businesses that you will help.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Tiffany. Thank you, Shana. Thank you.
Yes, thanks to both of you. Really appreciate you giving us this opportunity.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Can I have your attention for a moment? Listen. Did you hear that? That was the sound of cancer cells being eradicated with proton beam therapy. If caught in time, a cancer diagnosis does not have to be a death sentence. It doesn't have to be painful, and it doesn't have to subject you to the many side effects of traditional radiation. The Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute invites you to live your life and let us fight your cancer with the most precise cancer treatment available. And now that precision is even sharper thanks to the addition of pencil beam scanning. PBS has treated over 1,800 patients and is only available in select proton facilities in the U.S. The actual treatment lasts 2 minutes or less. Remember this sound. A healthy, normal life can be yours again, cancer-free. Find out how. Call the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute at 877-251-6838 now.
Someone once said, "Getting there is half the fun." From downtown to Old Town. Hampton Roads Transit and Go Past 365. connects you to entertainment, restaurants, friends. Go Pass 365. Find out more at gopass365.com.
WHOV would like to thank HRT for its support of WHOV programming.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
My name is DeShana Kemp Garnett, and it's time for my 2 cents. Okay, so moment of transparency. I'm not sure who said it, but I've heard this quote so many times, that your income is the average of your 5 closest friends. Have y'all ever heard this quote? Take a moment and think about your 5 closest friends. You might not know what the exact income is, but I'm sure you have some idea. I mean, these are your closest friends we are talking about. When I first heard this saying, it truly blew my mind. It blew my mind because it was true. My income at that time was about the same as my 5 closest friends. And I in no way was happy with my income. I mean, it was okay, but I desired more. At that moment, I made the decision that it was time to level up. No disrespect to my friends, but I just wanted more for my life. And I deserve more. It was time to become intentional about the people I chose to let into my life and into my circle. How many of us can be honest and admit that though we love our close friends, sometimes they may be what's keeping us stagnant. They may be holding us back from doing and being more because it makes them uncomfortable. Hear this. Your growth should never be stifled for someone else's comfort. Okay, now for the good stuff that I know you all are thinking. DeShana, how did you change your circle? Well, let me tell you. Though my efforts were intentional, they were not forced. I got out of my comfort zone and I opened myself up to new opportunities. So the things I would typically say no to, I just said yes. I began networking, which, oh my gosh, for me is so difficult. And I joined a lot of different social groups. And let me tell you, I have met some truly amazing people. The conversations are different. The opportunities have been so much bigger. And my eyes are open to things that I never even knew were possible. My income is continuously growing. But most importantly, I've become so much wiser with what I'm doing with that income. But that's just my take. That's just what worked for me. So I want you all to think about your life, your closest friends, and your income. Do you want more? Do you deserve more? I'm DeShana Kemp Garnett, and that's my 2 cents. Let's take a look at some local and regional activities. Voting for the Emerge Awards ends on April 30th, 2022. Categories are Emerging Entrepreneur, Best New Startup, Most Influential, and Best Nonprofit. Visit www.emergepremier.com to cast your votes. Ladies Around the Globe will be hosting a happy hour at Cafe Stella on Granby Street in Norfolk, Virginia on May 5th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Exhale and enjoy time with good and new friends. Visit www.ladiesaroundtheglobe.com for more information. The Future Outlook Group is hosting the Bel Air Brunch on May 7th at the Botanical Gardens in Norfolk, VA. This will be a great event and you don't want to miss out. There's still time to purchase your ticket. Visit www.belairbrunchva.com for additional information. Thank you to our guests for today's episode. If you missed today's show, visit our website, www.emerge.com to listen in.